the NFL on EA Sports.
And the spotlight is on the rookie, Breece Hall. He had a nice effort a week ago with a pair of touchdowns.
It's the Dolphins and the Bills.
All that and more coming up next.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And the way they played last week defensively, you look at the tape, it looks like they had extra guys on the field, and they thoroughly shut down that offense.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Bills, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by Deshaun Watson. Of course, he won a national title at Clemson and already has 3 Pro Bowls under his belt in the National Football League.
And he's had good success here already this season throwing the football. 6 touchdown passes in his 2 games. He's really got this offense playing with a lot of confidence, trying to establish themselves early as a Super Bowl contender.
Let's go, baby. Let's have some fun.
Looking to throw right away is Watson. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Watson now to throw. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And some room to maneuver. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Gold on for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, something like that neighborhood.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw is Watson. And that is incomplete.
They got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And this returnable for Hill. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a man in his 23rd NFL season. Still doing it at age 45, Tom Brady.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They run with his 2nd-round pick from Iowa State. This is Breece Hall. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. We're taking a look at Hall's numbers from a week ago. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? Here's Brady. He gets it underneath to Hall. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. And Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, but their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Brady now on 1st down. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It's a big play there for Miami. And even 50 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. On 2nd down and 4, Brady. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with prior to the game. They always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
Over the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Taken in at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Buffalo set to get the football back here. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Here's Watson. The Dolphins get there this time and they bring him down. That time multiple defenders getting pressure. And it's a loss of 6. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Bills with a football as we start quarter number 2. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Watson. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Well, when you've got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes.
Yeah, and at the risk of sounding just a little bit trite, this is just a tackle that needs to be made. It's one thing when you've got a bruising 230-pound running back coming your way, but when it's a quarterback who's running for his life, your teammates will tell you, you've got to get him on the ground.
Now a first down throw, Watson. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 44 yards. And the Bills have got it back to within a score. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the pass.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
A very solid gain of 27. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now they'll run off tackle with Gordon. Down to about the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
They'll send Brown in motion right. From the 45 on second down. Brady. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Bills are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a
throw across his body, and it's intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off, and the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Straight ahead is Hall. Down to about the 22 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Here's Brady to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. In the 2nd quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Now Gold for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. That drive started without all the real estate in front of them. And plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, Pater. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And here come the Bills.
For this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Trying the left side with Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Watson. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that means quarterback took the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. And that is incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
31 yards on the punt there.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Miami set to take over.
They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play call, like how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They're trying to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Brady. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Slot man moves right. On 1st down, Brady. Throwing right, and that's complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Again, they'll throw with Brady.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Patrick Onwuasor.
And the Bills are going to take possession of the football.
So first thing crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely, and from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10, mark him down at the 9. 23 yards, the final tally. Here's Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Arnold. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll run it with Kamara. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown.
Alvin Kamara, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bills get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Santos with the extra point, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. This is taken just shy of the 10, and he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Dre Greenlaw in there on the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. And it's the Ravens who have the lead in that one. Chris Godwin, a touchdown reception. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. Robert Woods, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they trail the visiting Chiefs in that one. The Chiefs trying to hold on and claim victory. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for Buffalo in that first half. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Final preparations being made for the second half, both in terms of game plan and also hydration, because humidity is really going to catch up to these guys, no doubt. And for the call of the second half, we go back to Brandon Gaudin.
Yeah, Coach. Hey, that goes for the announcers, too. No AC in this booth, so we've got a mash unit of empty water bottles up here as well. But a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working pretty well. Most importantly,
and they leave the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
From the 38, Brady. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just have receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Looking for A.J. Brown again, and he's got it again. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. To throw, it's Brady. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 13-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half
just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Into the red zone, it's Brady. And it's caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tyreek Hill from 13 yards out. And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Gold able to take on the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. So after the speed field plays, and it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Josh Allen coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker's spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it was hard for anyone to react.
After the sack on first down, Watson eluding the pressure right. Finds the open target, Arnold. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him much better opportunity to convert it.
McDaniel, he's going to ask him to take a closer look at this call. And out comes a challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was off the course.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to follow it, which could complicate things. But he has the benefit of replay. That's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So good decision there by Mike McDaniel to throw that challenge flag. They rule in his favor.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Maybe a free play for Watson.
Got an open man finding Jefferson.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So offside's the call, and they understandably declined it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Only needing 2 yards on second down.
Again, it's Watson. And his throw here's incomplete.
Coverage keyed in on him since that last completion was well. He opened the attention on that one. And that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Back to throw, Watson. Forced out to, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down.
He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Here's Hill on the return. 35 yards that time on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. He really continues to pick apart this defense. Last drive, perfect, and it culminated in his 3rd touchdown pass.
As long as we've been doing this, how many times has a player in this type of a zone described the game as really slowed down?
Yep.
So right now, instead of warp speed, it's
snail's pace.
Snail's pace for him, and he can do whatever he wants. Feels like he has all the time in the world to throw the ball, and his offensive line has been giving him that.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Ball again on 2nd down. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Cover!
Brady now to throw. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he is going to lose yardage here. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Big impact play, a tackle for loss.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down, and the Dolphins get the football in great field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Hey, 66.
Throwing now is Brady. to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
So many times I advocate not challenging coverage downfield, but on this play, I thought he made an excellent decision to actually do so. If that had been complete, that would have been one for the highlight reel.
And Brown's got it for a Miami touchdown. The fourth touchdown pass of the game for Tom Brady. And the Dolphins are closing in on a third straight victory to start the campaign. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And he looked right off the line like he knew that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just give it to me. And the rest was all up to him. And he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. On 1st and 10, Watson. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? From the 50, it's Watson. Open man right side is Tony. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept him out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And the Dolphins are going to recover. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
They'll run with Hall. And, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They'll go for it. It's Hall. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Here's Hall again. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. 2nd and 6. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Brady going to throw here. And he will find his man, Samuel. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Brady going to throw. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Here's Brady. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Brady going to go on 4th down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Melvin Gordon, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Dolphins are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
The touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Taken in at the 3. Well, now how about this return? And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Watson being chased out left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it will still leave him with a 3rd down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And he is going to have a Bills first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
For many people, that's not your standard play call in that third down situation. But for so many offenses, they just want the ball in the hands of their playmakers in open space. And after he caught it, he did a nice job picking up the first down.
On first down, Watson. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now it's Watson.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now Watson. Zacchaeus here hauling it in. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 13-yard line.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Dolphins, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens.